Hey, what up guys? Welcome to Patched. Today we're going to be doing a versus video or a comparison video with the Logitech G Pro Wireless and the
glorious Model O. Let's start with the G Pro Wireless. So one of the notable things about this, the biggest comparison between these two guys, one is wireless, one is not. G Pro Wireless, obviously a wireless mouse. Now that does come with drawbacks, right? You have to charge the mouse. A lot of people were concerned about latency, not really an issue at all. Logitech sensors have done a really good job at eliminating that. I don't notice any latency while I'm using the wireless functionality. The charging and the battery life on this guy, 40 hours with the lights on, with your RGB on, 63 hours without the RGB on.
But why would you ever have the RGB on when your hand just covers it, right?
Yeah, the RGB on this guy, especially as opposed to the Model O here, is just it's pretty sad on the G Pro Wireless.
Yes.
I gotta be honest.
It looks great on the Model O.
It looks,
and it's everywhere on the mouse, and
yeah.
Even when your hand's on it, you can see the RGB lights, which makes it really cool.
Making you effectively 50% better at every game you play.
Yeah, exactly. It makes your flicks also a lot better. No, we're just kidding.
And basically, with the charging there, it's really not an issue having to charge the mouse. I know a lot of people, I hate charging all these devices. You got Bluetooth speakers, you got Bluetooth headphones, things like that.
Your phone.
Yeah, charging
Apple
on
Watch.
Charging on the G Pro Wireless is really not an issue. I've used this thing for, I want to say, 3 to 4 months now, and I haven't had any issues. The battery lasts me forever. And then when I do need to charge it, I can charge it in 10 minutes between lobbies or between games, and get another hour of usage out of it. It's pretty crazy how quickly this thing charges.
And even if it does die on you, you can just, plug it in. Of course, you will notice the wires, but you can charge it while you're playing just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously the Model O does have a wire, but what I love about this wire is that it doesn't even feel like there's a wire on it. It just feels like a wireless mouse, so I feel like the Model O is better in that aspect because you don't even have to charge it also,
Yeah.
Feels wireless, don't have to charge it. Model O is better in that aspect.
And then the price points for these two guys, which is a huge thing. This is going to be $150 retail. The Model O is going to be $50 for the matte versions, so matte black or matte white, and then $60 for the glossy versions, which are on their website. The notable thing about this is the Model O is entirely back ordered at the time of making this video.
Yes.
You can still order them, and you can find them elsewhere for a bit more money. People are reselling these guys now. But the G Pro is actually readily available from most retailers, so you can get this guy just about anywhere. Next, moving on to the buttons. On the G Pro Wireless, what we've got is these are optional buttons on each side. There's 2 buttons that you can put in. By default, I believe only the left side was there, and then they give you the extra buttons in the box to change out. Both of these mice are going to be ambidextrous, but on the Model O actually, the buttons are only on the left side here, which I would have no issue pressing with my ring fingers if I was a lefty, but it's something notable for sure. There's no option to put buttons on both sides, so you are working with a lot less buttons on here. That being said, you can rebind them, and you do have this extra button in the middle to use, so that's at least one plus.
Yes. Comparing the side buttons, the G Pro Wireless feels a lot less tacky. It feels a lot mushier. But the Model O side buttons are great. It feels tacky, feels very responsive. The Mouse 1 and Mouse 2 on G Pro Wireless has a lot less travel than the Model O as well.
Yeah, the Model O actually takes a bit more actuation for us to actually get the click down. Honestly, not really a huge issue. We're really just nitpicking at this point.
They feel the same when you just
playing. When you're playing a game, you won't really notice.
No.
It's just something that we notice being able to compare the two side by side. In my opinion, the side buttons specifically on the Model O are a lot more satisfying to press down than the G Pro.
Yes. Also, the mouse wheel feels a lot more premium in the G Pro Wireless. You know, it's a lot tackier and it actually makes a sound and stops, you know, when you actually move the mouse wheel down or up.
Yeah, you can feel you can feel each individual bump and stop it on each one with the G Pro, whereas with the Model O, it's a little bit less fluid, I want to say, or it's actually more fluid.
More fluid,
moves,
yeah.
It moves a lot more, so you're not going to be as accurate. I mean, I guess with a mouse wheel, it doesn't matter too much. But again, really just nitpicking at this point. This is just the super, super fine details.
Yes. Also, another thing we want to talk about are what are these called? Just glides? Also, another thing we want to talk about are the glides. Yeah, the Model O feels a lot smoother.
Yeah, both of them are going to have 4 glides. The Logitech will have the large one across the top, and then 3 on the bottom there. Model O is just balanced out, 2 glides, top, bottom, and they're a lot smoother. They feel like hyperglides. With the Logitech, I would really love to see some hyperglides on there, or something a little bit better from the stock model. I mean, for $50, what the Model O is putting out here is really, really high quality.
Yes. Now let's move on to the shape of the mouse. This is just personal preference, of course, but for me, I feel like the G Pro Wireless fits my hand perfectly. If you can tell, I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see. If you guys can tell, the Model O is a lot flatter, especially here in I guess the highest peak of the mouse. It just fills my palm up and it just feels a lot better because the Model O feels a lot flatter to me, you know? So I like how that feels. Of course, it's all preference. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I feel like this definitely varies on just how big your hands are. I have some pretty big hands. For me, I like both mice. I've used the G Pro for a lot longer, but it's also very comfortable for me with the Model O as well. It fits in my hand really nicely for a palm grip. But I do like the taller bump or the taller arch in the G Pro. The G Pro Wireless is really, really nice on there.
Yeah.
I feel like personally it fits in my hand a little bit better, but again, not something I notice too much when I'm gaming.
Really? I notice a lot. I don't know. It just feels great. It feels on my hand. You know, it feels awesome. This is a little bit flatter.
So the matte version of the Model O that we have weighs in at 70 grams on our scale. On their website it says 68. I'm sure on our scale it was just a little bit of the cord on there. So 68 grams for the matte version. The G Pro Wireless, when we weighed it, was weighed in at 80 grams. So it's about 12 grams heavier, which is actually noticeable. I mean, when your hand's on the mouse, you can definitely notice it.
Yeah.
I never thought my G Pro Wireless was going to feel like a brick, but then compared to this thing, it actually feels like...
It's insane. It's insane.
It's crazy what the 12 grams can do, really.
And also, that having the very, very smooth glides helps it a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So you definitely feel the weight of this, you know? Going back to the G Pro Wireless, you can definitely feel the weight. So, I don't know, obviously, of course, it is all preference, but we do prefer lighter mice. You know, there's less acceleration, just feels a lot better on flicks, and I guess just playing a game just feels a lot smoother as well.
And if you're indecisive like I am about the mice, you might want the G Pro Wireless for the fact that you can actually put more weights in there.
Yes.
So it comes 80 gram stock, which is still a very, very light mouse. But you do have the option, there's a magnetic bottom on there where you can actually put an extra weight should you choose.
So obviously, the G Pro Wireless being 3 times more expensive, if you're trying to save money and you want a great mouse, go with the Model O.
Yeah, I mean, if I was younger, if I was saving my money on allowance, for what you get for the money with a Model O, $50, it's very, very hard to beat.
Yes.
This is a very good mouse. At the end of the day, I definitely prefer the G Pro Wireless over the Model O. Again, what you're getting for $50 here is really good deal. I personally prefer it because of the extra, for one, you get extra side buttons, which I can't live without. And then for 2, the arch I feel like fits my hand a little bit better.
Same with me.
But really, really just nitpicking. Both of these are going to be great mice, and it's entirely preference.
Yes. So anyway, that's our comparison of the G Pro Wireless and the Model O. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you in the next one.